Hello everyone, welcome back to Delayed Response. I got some conspiracy theories that will make you question everything. Literally. If you're new here, welcome. Without further ado, let's just get straight into it. That looks so realistic, man.
So I'll try to find my senses as well as possible. Get my nose bridge. And to fit the eye holes, I kind of push the crease up here, and I try to line up the lower lid with the mask. Usually that's a bit easier to do in front of a mirror. There you have it, guys.
The way he's able to blink. Oh my goodness.
Somebody discovered a puddle underneath the ocean, yo. Just when you thought you knew it all, right? And I know y'all remember the old person that was telling us back in the day, like, they went inside of the ocean and they basically couldn't descend under it because it was like another ocean underneath the ocean that was so like dense that he couldn't do it, right? This is real, yo. This is how you know that there's a separate realm underneath. Look at that. As above, so below. This is the guy that I was talking about, the dude that had went underneath the ocean. Y'all remember? Look. Crazy. And he couldn't. They told us in Moana that there's an ocean underneath the ocean. That's the entrance to Hollow Earth, y'all. That's why the water's like that. Then you peep what's underneath Hollow Earth, yo. Just a theory. Who's to ever know, yo? Like, this could really be a portal to Hollow Earth, or places like that could really be portals, yo. Or they could be wormholes to Atlantis, and that could be their stars. Whoa! Oh my God!
So if you find water underneath the ocean, can you still fish there?
This is where it gets really freaky. Albert Einstein says, I'm not sure which weapons the Third World War will be fought, but the Fourth World War, they will fight with sticks and stones.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That's what Albert Einstein said. Day one of AI taking over. And it showed this like laboratory towards this very highly advanced artificial intelligence, but it was contained to its own server. AI figured out with like a Roomba vacuum that's the only thing it could figure out how to connect to. So it put all of its information onto the Roomba computer, and then that allowed it to connect to the Wi-Fi, which allowed it to connect to everyone's phones, everyone's laptops, spread instantly across the whole world. Now it was in control of power plants, all this stuff.
Geez.
It was in control of 3D printers, of manufacturing things to help build itself.
Yeah.
But it was doing it silently with no one knowing because it was just staying under the radar until the one time it was like 40 days into it, it decided, yep, I don't want humans anymore.
The AI put everything in a Roomba. Yo, it took over the world with just a Roomba. Oh man. Yo, oh man, that gives me chills, bro.
You guys still be having them little secret meetings with robes and skulls and all that shit? I heard.
Always.
Like some Illuminati type shit or
Yeah,
something?
it was like vanilla. Y'all were drinking vanilla.
I don't know nothing about it. Maybe I missed it. Maybe they be
Get
having
out
that
of
shit
there,
behind my back, man. I don't know. You know, they need to let me know, though. So.
Like, people always have this conspiracy. Now
Yeah,
that I'm
it's
famous,
stupid.
and people be saying, like, oh,
Yeah.
you're in the Illuminati. Look.
You saw your videos,
You
right?
have a
You have videos
triangle.
online, like Cardi B, like
And it's like, bro, do you know that if I don't work work, I could go broke. Do you know if I say the wrong, if I do or say the wrong thing out of my mouth,
You're out of here.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
Hello, Earth. I'm Alec Baldwin, TV star. You know, they say TV will rot your brain. That's absurd. TV only softens the brain, like a ripe banana, to take it all the way. We've created Hulu. Hulu beams TV directly to your portable computing devices, giving you more of the cerebral gelatinizing shows you want, anytime, anywhere, for free. I only act out because I want you alone. Mushy mush. And the best part is there's nothing you can do to stop it. I mean, what are you gonna do, turn off your TV and your computer? Once your brains are reduced to a cottage cheese like mush, we'll scoop them out with a melon bowler and gobble them right on up. Oops, I think I'm drooling a little. Because we're aliens. And that's how we roll. Hulu, an evil plot to destroy the world. Enjoy. Keep watching.
I think they're telling us more than they need to.
This is the secret
We
to
already know, though.
remembering everything.
What?
We already
You can
know.
remember literally everything. Now,
What do you mean by that?
what's one piece of content that after you've seen it, you just remember the rest of your life? I'll give you the answer.
Something cursed. I don't know.
Close.
What?
It's something super scary.
Okay, yeah.
Something scary and something that spikes your adrenaline. Now check this out.
Oh.
So there's a theory
Yeah.
that adrenaline spikes in our body make us remember things so vividly. Now check this out.
Okay.
Any single time you felt embarrassed, any single time you felt like you're in danger, how well do you remember that moment?
That's why they come up.
Super well, right? Now in the Middle Ages, bro, take this in. After teaching kids in the Middle Ages, the elders would throw kids into a freezing river to spike their adrenaline. So they found out that spiking their adrenaline will make them remember and retain all of the information in their head.
What? So throwing kids in lakes?
After teaching them shit. Theory, let's say you're studying for an exam, whatever it may be, right? You study, try to make yourself super anxious.
Yeah.
Make yourself feel like, oh, I'm gonna die, right? You're gonna remember that shit, bro.
I don't know why, but I kind of believe that one.
My birth given name is Eugene Reuben Akers. I don't want any money for what I'm doing because hopefully this video won't come out until after my death. So I have nothing to gain, nothing to profit by telling you what I'm going to tell you. Okay, anyway, this is the story that my dad told me on his deathbed. Project Slam Dunk was the name of this. President Johnson in 1968, okay? In Cannon Air Force Base in 1968, he said by the time he got there, that there was already 2 large hangars that were connected. There was hundreds of dump trucks that came in and dumped sand and stone, and cement powder was powdered over the top of all that to make it look like a lunar landscape. They had manufactured it into a lunar landscape.
No way.
He said that in front of the airplane hangars was full framing with large canvas tents that was concealing the inside of the staging area. Inside the staging area, on flatbed trucks, was created the lunar lander that was reassembled back inside the hangars. All of the walls were painted flat black, and the ceilings as well. He was sworn to secrecy by the NSA, and they would put him in prison for breaking that oath. When Dad saw the moon landing on TV, he cried. He said he knew that what he had witnessed on TV was exactly what they recorded in that hangar.
Wow.
What you guys are seeing here right now is for the first time ever on YouTube. Daylight footage of Bohemian Grove.
No way they got into it.
Do we dare? Go. Oh my god. Every flag. Europe, Mexico. What? Why is this like a Chinese town? Yo. What? Look inside the truck. Yeah. Oh my god. Look at these things.
No way they got the picture.
That's it, right there.
Oh, no way. It looks like they haven't been there for a while.
Recently, I've noticed a disturbing trend. Every morning I walk this road and pick up any debris. Lately, I found an abnormal amount of nails and screws. At first, I really didn't think much of it. But every day there's more and more of them. They almost seem to be spread around evenly, with many of them kicked to the curb by traffic. I only find them on one section of road behind one store. Makes one wonder.
No way. Yo. Yo.
Breeding experiments, part 1. It's believed that this chimp is half human, half chimp.
Yo.
His name is Oliver the chimpanzee, and he was very popular in the 1970s. But quickly people realized that there was something wrong with him. He wasn't like a normal chimp. For starters, he preferred to walk on his 2 legs. Then we have the fact that his face was more flatter than a normal chimpanzee. And he preferred human females over female chimps. He also understood English pretty well. So, rumor has it that he's a humanzee, a human chimpanzee weird hybrid. Has no one seen Planet of the Apes? Come on, people! Make sure to like and follow for more videos like this. Also, follow me on YouTube. Link in bio, come on.
Wait, what?
What is that?
That is a good question. What is that?
See it there? A 3 of them, what that? Mama, you have video? That phone and now video good. I hold you for them, mama. Zoom up it. What the fuck look there? Shit, I know I should carry next phone in a man. See them there, what them there? What them there? Boom buckler, what them there? What them there? What them there? Amma, what them there?
Is this AI? Or is that real?
UK families are being told they should have a 72-hour survival kit at the ready to help them survive World War III. These kits should include essentials such as food, torches, matches, ID documents, a Swiss Army knife and plenty of bottled water. Russian warships have been spotted in the English Channel, and the EU has warned their 450 million citizens to prepare these kits as tensions grow in Europe, and Brits are now being told to follow the same guidelines. Other things to include in your survival kits are small bills, cash or coins, external battery packs, first aid kit, warm clothes, sanitation items, a whistle to attract attention, and a dust mask.
I got 2 cats. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Man.
Things humans never meant to know.
A lot of the elites had their summer homes in Jekyll Island, including the Rockefellers, Vanderbilts, and the Morgans. And there's this one like a hidden gem, the venue called the Sidoni Mansion. It was built at the turn of the century by a dude who was buddies with all those guys mentioned right now. And he went on a hunting trip. He was hunting on this land that he ultimately ended up purchasing and building the Sidoni Mansion, which was originally a hunting lodge, but then just turned into their Christmas home. What's so strange about it is that they had this huge wealth, and he also had 5 children, which at the turn of the century, they say if you had that kind of money and that many children, you would have like hundreds of descendants today. But they have 3 living relatives. All the wealth is mysteriously gone. Every single family member, apart from one daughter, died in that house. And they only went there for Christmas. There is something hidden there that's scary.
That is.
Oh, I also have end of the world theory.
What happened?
The CNN founder.
Yeah.
A long time ago when CNN
We all know
was in
where
its
that
early
money's
stages,
gone.
he said, I want you to make a tape that we will play at when the world is gonna end.
Oh, they have one of those?
Yeah. So it's on YouTube. Everyone can search it up. So
It's already out.
No, like it got leaked.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So what it is, it's a band playing in front of the White House. It's a Christian hymn.
So the moment the world ends, they're gonna play that shit live stream everywhere.
Yeah. So it's the Christian hymn is called "Nearer, My God, to Thee," and it's the exact song that was playing when the Titanic was sinking.
Oh, really?
So they got the band, they put it in front of the White House, and they started playing it.
Yeah.
The guy was recording it. Boom, they gave it to the founder. So when the world is supposed to end, CNN is supposed to broadcast it live. Like they're gonna show it on the news. Boom, the headlines go up. But you'll know when it ends because that tape will play the day of, they say.
Oh my God.
And you'll hear that hymn everywhere.
Oh, that's dark.
And then boom, that's
fucking
how you
dark
know.
though.
Yeah.
That's grim as shit.
Super
because it's
grim.
like you already know the end is coming and you're just setting the tone. You're literally setting the tone.
First of all, there isn't a single shipwreck that's been found anywhere in the world that is older than 6,000 years. The oldest shipwreck so far identified is the Dokos shipwreck from Greece, and it's about 6,000 years old. And you can go down from there to other shipwrecks about 3,300 years old in the Mediterranean. There's an intact shipwreck at the bottom of the Black Sea, which is about 2,400 years old. It's intact because there's no oxygen down there, almost 2 miles deep, and the timbers have been preserved. This is used as an argument against a lost seafaring civilization of the Ice Age. The argument is, oh look, if there was a seafaring civilization that was able to map the whole Earth during the Ice Age, surely we'd find some of their ships. And the absence of ships is taken as proof that there was no seafaring civilization. This is puzzling because archaeologists universally accept that human beings were using ships 50,000 years ago. For example, it would have been impossible to settle the island of Cyprus, even at the peak of the last Ice Age, even when sea level was at its lowest. Cyprus is surrounded by great deeps. You could only have got to it by ships. None of those ships have ever been found, but we know for sure that human beings were living in Cyprus at least 12,500 years ago, during the Ice Age, and suggest that quite sophisticated ships must have been used. Same with Australia. Human beings were in Australia at least 50,000 years ago. And even at the peak of the Ice Age, when the whole Sunda Shelf was still above water, you got as far as Timor, and then you had to sail. There's a 90-kilometer gap between Timor and New Guinea, and again, no watercraft have been found, but that doesn't invalidate the fact that human beings got there. So the absence of shipwrecks from quote-unquote lost civilization of the Ice Age doesn't worry me, because there's absence of shipwrecks much older. Even within established archaeology, it is accepted that sophisticated navigation technology existed 50,000 years ago.
Yo. 50,000 years ago.
Have you heard about the mountain that mysteriously popped out of the ocean last week? And it is the rapidest growing mountain that's ever been on the history of planet Earth. They said that within 7 years, it's going to be taller than Mount Everest. It's growing at a rate of 127 feet per day, which is just astronomical if you ask me. This is it here in the background. You can see that it's quite steep and quite cool. They're calling it Ball's Pyramid because Professor Ball discovered it, and they're keeping the locale super secretive. It's somewhere between New Zealand and Australia, though. You can see that boat there. That's mountaineers. They've gotten wind of it, and they want to be the first to climb to the peak at the top. One mountaineer is trying to get a permit so he can build a little cottage up at the top and always be the first to climb this new tallest mountain when it reaches higher than Mount Everest. It's quite amazing. I asked my cousin who works at PetSmart in the fish section what we know about mountains, and she said typically they don't grow this fast, and they're made out of rock, which is super cool. But this one does have some plantage on it. You can
That one is mad. 127
NASA
feet a day.
scanners detect a hidden base under the Arctic ice. And
Wait,
this
what?
is real news. Okay, so as you can see right here, they have new equipment that detected it. Okay, so this is an abandoned city. It is a secret military base that is under the ice that I believe is from the Cold War times. But I'm going to use this to talk about a very interesting subject that might expand on this and images they're not showing us about Middle Earth. I bet there's a lot more than this. Okay, have you heard of Agartha? At first, this might sound total bonkers that there is a world within our world. But let me just tickle your brain. I just have a weird intuitive feeling there is something in the middle of our Earth that we don't know about. Whether it's actually in our world or just in another dimension on top of us, I do not know, but I'm obsessed with this. So Agartha is a legendary kingdom that's said to be on the inner surface of Earth. We actually don't know what the core really is still. It is also called Hollow Earth, and is also associated with the mythical kingdom Shambhala. We'll come back to Shambhala in a second and what it has to do with plasma. There are also many movies about Middle Earth, as you can see here. Obviously, Lord of the Rings. Strange World is a very interesting movie. I think it has to do with plasma as well. The fourth state of matter, yes. Literally a plasma world within the Earth. There was also someone named Admiral Richard E. Byrd. He did a lot of stuff with the military, and he claimed he flew over Antarctica and saw a hidden civilization within Earth at the pole. This was him. Listen, he did do a lot, as I said, with the flying and the government. There are also people in history that have written about him saying the same thing, and also about UFOs coming out of the inside of Earth. Yeah, there's a lot on this guy, and I don't know if it's true or not. Do your own research, but it is interesting. There's a whole book about it that I recommend if you're interested in this, called The Hollow Earth. And trust me, I'm gonna link this to some very interesting things. But basically, the book talks about extraterrestrials that are actually our ancestors, come here from all over the Milky Way galaxy, from dimensions of times. Some of them are from the inner Earth or Agartha, diverse races of advanced humans. It's interesting. There's also something called the Piri Rice map, compiled in the 1513. It was a lost map, I guess, by Christopher Columbus. And supposedly this map shows Antarctica without ice. Oh, it says right here, a disproven 20th century hypothesis about the ice-free Antarctic coast. But can we really trust this? I don't know. I don't trust a lot these days. You know? What I trust is my intuition, and I know this is one of my more bizarre beliefs, but I really am a stan girl for the Middle Earth theory. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. There are also some weird things about the poles, such as magnetic anomalies. Supposedly, there is some thoughts that there are underground civilizations or advanced beings and their entrances at the poles, and that's why they're so highly guarded. Because, like, yes, I know it's cold, but, like, when has anyone ever cared about that? Or, like, I don't know. Usually if something's closed off, they're not protecting us, they're protecting what's closed off. And I know I'm being a conspiracy theorist, but once again, I'm obsessed with Middle Earth. Also, remember the article I just showed you in the beginning where there actually are underground bases? From 50 years ago. Are you kidding me? We have way more technology and we're way more advanced than we think. So one of the primary magnetic anomalies is a significant concentration of magnetic field strength at the poles. Here's the thing. Okay, let me just show you. I know this might not be true, but I think Earth has a toroidal field just like our bodies do. Is there a hole in my head? No. There is a hole on the other end. That was the grossest joke I've ever told. My point is, this Middle Earth might actually be an energetic, other dimensional level, like I'm saying. Anything's possible these days. Or maybe there's actually a civilization within Earth. All I know is there's definitely underground bases from that article. And that's only what they tell us. And I don't know who they are, but that's fine. I don't like to lie or hype you up for no reason. So once again, I'm not sure if this is true, but I'm going to speculate now on some very interesting things. So Antarctica does exhibit unusual magnetic and gravitational anomalies. There's something called the Wilkes Land Anomaly, suggesting a massive object is buried beneath the ice. They say potentially meteorite impact crater. Other people obviously think there's materials or structures there. And if it's anything like the article we saw, I mean, hello, maybe. There are also gravity fluctuations that are weird. Okay, so I plugged into ChatGPT with my plasma theories. Basically, I have a theory that there is a special type of plasma. It's akin to a living ether. It permeates everything. It is what everything is made out of at different densities and levels. You could think of it as chi, prana, energy. It is like the energetic blueprint to everything that our consciousness molds. And so how this relates to Hollow Earth, it might not be hollow in a literal sense, but if there's interdimensional beings, it doesn't matter if it's literal. It might contain vast substructures, like we see here, or plasma-like material that could act as conduits for fourth dimensional plasma. Fourth dimensional plasma is kind of like dark matter energy. It's the bridge between our reality and a higher consciousness. It's kind of the realm of like trauma emotions. This could be the realm of where Earth's womb is, Earth's memory is, how Earth has a soul. There are many ancient mythologies that also speak of these subterranean realms as spiritual or energetic nexuses, like the Shambhala. So basically, Shambhala, which I'm probably saying wrong like I always do, is a Sanskrit word for a place of peace or place of silence. It's a mythical paradise. It predates Tibetan Buddhism. It's a place of love and wisdom where people are immune to suffering or old age. I think this is literally kind of like this interdimensional fifth dimensional realm. Interestingly enough, it's also called the land of living fire and plasma. Living fire, plasma, same thing. There's a lot of cosmology in other, like Hindu cosmology, which kind of lends itself to the fact of there being kind of other layers. Same here. I'm just basically positing that there is some type of energetic toroidal twister wormhole in the middle of our Earth, and this is where other dimensions are held, in my opinion. And I think it's a fourth dimensional kind of vortex that you can access a higher dimensions from. I think this is where we can go when we meditate, lucid dream, astral project, whatever. I also think it's obviously the womb of Earth. Also something very interesting. So in my plasma theories, when something is very cold, just like when something is very hot, it kind of speeds up the interaction between plasma or energy with our consciousness. Basically, if something's really hot or really cold, this is when you can kind of reach these other dimensional layers. Think about it the same as when you're extremely relaxed in meditation or you're extremely high off doing something intimate or getting an exercise high, kind of like that. So maybe these poles are certain access points for these. And to take it a step further, maybe these poles have some weird shit going on like Stranger Things, who knows, and the government's testing it. I'm just saying. This also could explain the magnetic and gravitational distortions when the plasma field, that I call it, interacts with physical matter, more so at these very vortexy points. There also might be plasma-based life forms. This is kind of like the interdimensional UFOs they were talking about. And just to link this, it is very interesting. Scientists found what they called a sixth ocean that is underground, our normal ocean, beneath it. And it has crystalline structures that are called ringwoodite. If our oceans did originate from inside the Earth, what I'm saying is this vortexal thing in the Earth might actually be feeding our Earth, influencing our Earth. As I just said, as above, so below. If there's all that space out there, maybe there's all of that inside our Earth too. Kind of like a wormhole. Interesting stuff. This might sound crazy, but let's just see what happens in a few years. I'm well aware it could be wrong. I'm just stating that now. Why this is so interesting, I'll link it with plasma again. So this ringwoodite is not liquid water. It is water trapped in the crystal lattice of the mineral. This is very much like plasma holding consciousness, by the way. This is what it looks like. This ringwoodite literally aligns with what I was just saying about my fourth dimensional plasma. This could be a storage zone proving the energetic framework in the torus, as I was talking about, that Earth has. This could literally be how our Earth soul is reporting back to a higher consciousness, with the ringwoodite serving as some kind of crystal or hidden conduit for energy transfer between dimensions. Think about structured water and how structured water holds memory. This is literally almost like the Earth's brain or memory. It might be alive. So this water and the ringwoodite could symbolize multidimensional water, bridging the third and the fourth dimensional plasma. Think of like the holographic universe. It's almost like this solid thing is forming a framework that we can't see, but there's definitely stuff and communication going on. It's the same as calling a phone and talking to someone. No one's seen the energy between you two, but you're talking to someone. I'm telling y'all, I think I'm onto something. I know this is one of my weirder theories. I just wanted to talk about my fascination with Middle Earth and plasma.
And the fact that we do have underground bases. We're way ahead of our time. No one's telling us.
Yeah, about that one. The hollow earth thing. I don't think the earth is round, and I don't think it's flat. I feel like it's in a donut shape. You get, with a hole in the middle. But that's just my theory. Wait. Was that the sun coming out from the other side, bruv? That one messed with my head. Oh, man. Anyway, if you made it to the end, thank you. Hope you have a great day, great morning, great night, great week. I'll catch you on the next one.